Hey everyone, Shabby M here and welcome back to some more of the King of Carnage tournament. We are here for our quarterfinals and semi-final here at bracket number 1 today. So of course we've got Cactus Jack versus Jerry Lynn, Jay Briscoe versus Tazz, and then of course the two winners will collide to gain their place in the final of the King of Carnage tournament. So without further ado, let's get straight into our opening match. And here we go. This is going to be good. Of course, we have Cactus Jack, who defeated Terry Funk in the first round, facing off against Jerry Lynn, who defeated Rob Van Dam. Both these guys desperate to make it through to the finals of this King of Carnage tournament. It'd be pretty damn cool if they did as well. So, of course, like I said in the previous episodes, this is an interesting one. This is more for... This tournament has been more for people who are good wrestlers, who like to utilise weaponry. We are going to have a proper King of the Deathmatch style tournament coming soon. But that has been held off, and I'll explain why a little bit later. Well, not later on today, but when we get potentially to the final, I'll explain why that King of the Deathmatch tournament has been held off a little bit. It's to do with, you know, restraints and all sorts with the computer and all that sort of stuff. You know what it's like. Core slots and this, that and the other. But it will be explained, and we will look to do that tournament pretty soon. Maybe towards the end of... not the end. How far are we away now, though? Is it about 3 months now till 2K18 comes out? So we're still quite a fair distance of time till it comes out. We'll start to find out the roster soon, hopefully, for 2K18. They promised the biggest roster ever, and I'm hoping it is going to be big and incredibly in-depth. I want to see some NXT. I want to see some Cruiserweight guys. I want to see some UK guys. I'm looking forward to seeing who they're bringing to NXT, because if they're bringing the main parts of NXT now, like they did last time, you're going to have Authors of Pain, you're going to have Sanity, you're going to have DIY, so 3 brand new fantastic tag teams. And it's really going to help our SWE Universe mode. We are going to continue on with the SWE Universe mode into 2K18. Of course, it's going to change a lot moving into 2K18 with the limited amount of cores, because of course the best cores are not available day one. We all know that. We're not gonna pretend that the best cores are always available straight away. We know it takes a while for people to start to make the good ones. So we're gonna start off probably mainly with the main roster of the game, and then of course we will add our cores in as we go along. We'll get as many cores as we can to start things off. I'm sure there'll be some really good ones. The likes of CM Punk and all those are generally available very, very early. I'm hoping the Hardy Boys are going to be on the game from the start, but the fact normally the cut-off is WrestleMania, and the Hardys debuted at WrestleMania. I'm sure WWE would have known ahead of time they were going to be. They wouldn't have been decided on the day, surely. So I'm sure that would have been like that. But then 2K are generally there doing a lot of the scanning over Mania weekend, so hopefully that will be something they will do. And I did say as well, didn't I, a few episodes ago, a while ago actually, do not be surprised if that Tin Bin, what was his name? Tian Bing, the Chinese guy. Do not be surprised if he makes it onto the game. Do not be surprised at all, because in my opinion, I think what they may be trying to do, you see it a lot now with the Cruiserweights, and straight into the barricade there by Cactus and Jerry Lynn. We saw it with the Cruiserweights, we see it with the Mae Young Classic now as well. They like to talk about nations, they like to talk about different countries and trying to increase the sales in other countries. And if they were to put, say, Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers on the game, that's going to definitely help sell the game in India. If they start putting the likes of Tian Bing, who of course debuted at WrestleMania in that Battle Royal, on the game, then that might help sell the game a few times in China. Who knows? So it's an interesting one to keep an eye on. I think this is something they might try and do. And I like the Mae Young Classic. I think the women they've announced for that is pretty good. And I think it'd be interesting to see which ones will get signed. We know a lot of them are already signed. The likes of Evie, Nixon Yule, who didn't make the tournament because she's got a knee injury. Kairi Sane, her name is now, of course. She's signed. I'm assuming that this Shayna or Shaznia, whatever her name was, the MMA girl, I'm pretty sure she's probably signed by now. I'm hoping the likes of Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, and Alpha Female or Jazzy Galbert, I think her name is on there. She apparently, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have read the tapings results. I know I'm bad, I'm terrible at that. But from what I understand, she had some incredible matches. And to the point where the crowd were chanting, please sign Jazzy. To which Triple H came out and said, he said something along the lines at the end of, come on people, I've got a budget to try and keep down here in NXT. And last time with the Cruiserweight Classic, you broke my bank or something like that. For the amount of people you had to sign up. So that'd be interesting. To say a lot of them are already signed, and I can't wait to see the likes of Kairi Sane, her name is now, isn't it? I can't wait to see the likes of her in NXT week in, week out, having some top. I've never seen her wrestle properly. I've seen her wrestle the odd match here in little snippets of matches, but I've never seen her wrestle a whole match. I've not even got around to the Lucha Underground episode yet that she's in. So it'd be interesting when the Mae Young Classic is finally released, which I believe looks like towards the end of August. So it's going to be at least another month before it's released on the network. It looks like it's going to be some pretty good stuff. I don't know why they pre-recorded it so early. Literally, they've pre-recorded everything bar the final has been pre-recorded already. And they announced that the bracketology was going to be uploaded, I think, like the 20th of August, I think it was. Which means it's a long time away before that is actually going to be shown on the network. So I can't understand why it's going to be very difficult for people to not find out the final by then. As Cactus Jack now taking a hold of Jerry Lynn up into the pile driver. And there's the pin. Jerry Lynn busted open, gets pile drivered as well, and surely Cactus Jack makes his way into the semi-finals of this tournament. Great win there for Cactus. He looks on fire, doesn't he? Absolutely on fire. Cactus there sending Jerry Lynn into the ring. It's a terrible camera angle. I like the... What's wrong with that guy's head on the right? He's got like a seam in the back of his head. That's weird. And there was Cactus there with the pin earlier on, but that was, of course, only enough for the 2 count. But then it was the pile driver. Oh, the big knee to the face first. And there we go. They're followed up by the pile driver to make it a 3 count for Cactus Jack. And Cactus doing incredibly well now. He'll face off against the winner of either Taz or Jay Briscoe for this place in the King of Carnage final. Bang bang! Bang bang! Gotta love Cactus Jack. One of my favourite wrestlers of all time is Mick Foley. And this Cactus Jack was my favourite sort of gimmick. Mankind was pretty cool as well. Mankind was a bit more dark, wasn't he? I think with the whole ministry angle, I think probably more role, but yeah, Cactus is the man. Gotta love a bit of Cactus Jack in here. Bang bang! And here is our second quarterfinal of the evening. Jay Briscoe takes on the human suplex machine that is Taz. And here we go then. And this will be an interesting one, this, because 2 hard-hitting brawlers, more or less, really. In Jay Briscoe. Of course, Jay Briscoe defeated Dean Ambrose in the opening round to make it here. And Taz, of course, defeated Sabu. And like I said a couple of days ago as well, it's interesting this for Jay Briscoe because he doesn't often get the opportunity to show what he can do on his own. Of course, he is normally part of a tag team, of course, with his brother Mark Briscoe. So this is his big chance to show what he can do. And of course, ranking points, as always, are up for grabs in this tournament. So of course, the both guys in this match are okay now because they've got themselves 5 ranking points for the opening night. If they lose here, they'll go back down to what they started on. If they win here, they'll be 10 points up from where they started. So they'll be looking very good. And of course, Cactus Jack already got those 10 points. You see Jay Briscoe here very hyped up. Knows the task ahead of him is going to be a difficult one though. Taz, of course, made his way into this quarterfinal by making Sabu submit to, of course, that Boston Crab submission hold. I think he probably should have won by pin, to be honest with you, but the The referee was so bloody slowed down, it was unbelievable. Dude, 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 dude. That was terrible. Tazz are just berating the crowd for something. I do like this Tazz. I've never been able to get a good Tazz in previous years that I've been happy with. This one's alright. I think this is a young version of Tazz, isn't it? I don't know, what do you think, guys? Do you like this Tazz, or do you think it's... I think it's actually pretty good, actually. I just, every now and again, I look at his face, I'm just not 100% sure. So Tazz versus Jay Briscoe, a place against Cactus Jack in the semi-finals of the King of Carnage tournament awaits. And a snap suplex there by Jay Briscoe on Tazz. Briscoe starting things off with the suplex of his own. Now just mounting Tazz with the big right hands. Briscoe slamming the arm of Tazz into the mat. He brings Tazz back up, but Tazz catching Briscoe with a clothesline. And straight away, Tazz to the outside. Remember, no disqualifications, no countouts. Big kick in the gut there by Jay Briscoe on Tazz, and now just wrenching back at the leg. And slamming the arm into the mat as well. And Tazz is taking some serious damage here as Briscoe sends him into the announce table. Again, straight into the announce table. As this match is gliding now on the outside. I'd love for them to use that table correctly. I've said this a few times now. And I have seen it once where they actually have used the table correctly. They put it in the corner. I think it was a tag team match, if I remember correctly. They put the table up in the corner and speared their opponent through it, which was fantastic. That's what I want to see. I want to see them use the table as a table, not use the table as a blunt weapon, because that doesn't make any sense to me, but there you go. Jay Briscoe powerbomb on Tazz on the outside. Briscoe, elbow to the back of the head of Tazz, now sends him into the barricade, and a big clothesline to the back as well. And Jay Briscoe's did a very good job outside here. I was a bit surprised. Big knee to the face as well by Tazz. But Tazz now getting some control back, sending Briscoe back into the ring. Now Tazz makes his way back into the ring as well. A little bit slow to get back in the ring, and that has allowed Jay Briscoe to get back up on his feet and catch Tazz out here. Briscoe taking Tazz up top. What's he looking for? Oh, super back suplex lined up and hits as well. Wow. Briscoe now with Tazz on his shoulders. There's the Death Valley driver. But Tazz does not. So yeah, Briscoe does not go for the pin. Briscoe now stalking the ground at Tazz. Well, this is the Jay Driller he's looking for here. The move that got him in to the quarterfinals. There it is, the Jay Driller on Tazz. Is that going to be enough to take Tazz out of the match? 1, 2, and 3. And it is. Jay Briscoe gets the victory, and he is going on to face off against Cactus Jack next, actually, in the semi-finals. Of course, for that place in the King of Carnage final. There's the Jay Driller by Jay Briscoe on Tazz. Briscoe really on form here. And that was the freak out. Tazz is not going to be happy with that situation at all. He thought he'd have this tournament won, but it's Jay Briscoe who at the moment is proving to everyone that singles competition may very well be his forte, as well as, of course, being a part of a tag team. He's actually wrestling today as part of a tag team as well. Jay Briscoe's got 3 matches today. I've planned that badly, haven't I? He's wrestling twice here, of course, and he's also wrestling as part of the Clash of the Titans pay-per-view against DIY alongside Mark Briscoe. So here is that final match now then. Cactus Jack versus Jay Briscoe. Cactus take out Terry Funk and Jerry Lynn to get here, and Jay Briscoe taking out Dean Ambrose and Taz to get here. And here we go then. We're still changing location for every match for some bizarre reason. That's the way the game likes to. I don't know why it does it. It's a tournament. Why would a tournament not be taking place in one? It just, I don't know. I don't know. 2K and Ukes are a, they're a enigma, should we call them? Don't quite know what to think of them, to be honest. Cactus Jack then making his way down to the ring. He's had 2 big victories so far against both Terry Funk and, of course, Jerry Lynn. And he's probably overexceeded what I expected from him, to be honest with you. Never against Cactus Jack, I don't know, I just didn't think he'd get this far. But as I've said before, I'm a massive Cactus Jack fan. There's nothing against Cactus's ability. It just surprised me a little bit. And this is going to be good, I think, as well. 2 guys that have never met each other in the ring. I don't think they have, anyway. You can never tell these days anymore, can you? And here comes Jay Briscoe, fresh off his victory over Taz in the previous match. Now has to take down Cactus Jack as well. Briscoe's already taken down Dean Ambrose in the first round. I think Briscoe arguably has probably had the hardest run. No offense to Terry Funk and Jerry Lynn, but Dean Ambrose and Taz are probably much higher quality of opponent for Jay Briscoe. And in fairness to Cactus Jack, is he on the same level as, well, I don't know, I don't want to say Dean Ambrose. I think Cactus Jack is by far better than Dean Ambrose. I used to be a massive Dean Ambrose fan, but over the last sort of 6 months to a year, he's just really got off the boil and become quite boring now. And it's a shame. He used to be fantastic with doing his mic work. He used to be great in the ring, but now his ring work's got very repetitive and boring. His promos have really non-existent. There's been no great Ambrose promos in a long time. I think he needs to go heel again, I think, personally, if Ambrose, Rollins and Reigns all got back together as a heel Shield stable, I think that would be best for business for everybody. Seth's a bit stale, Ambrose is severely stale, Reigns is a heel anyway, no one likes him. Put them all together as a heel stable and do some cool stuff with them. You could do some cool stuff with them. Hell, you could turn the club, Gallows and Anderson face, and have Finn Balor, Anderson and Gallows versus the Shield. That would be a great match. That's what I'd like to see anyway. Ambrose, he needs something. He's just boring as hell now, and I think one of the best things that Raw's done recently is take the Intercontinental Championship off him, because he just wasn't worth him having it. It really wasn't. Cactus now bringing Briscoe up to a standing base and then just clubbing him back down to the ground. And can Cactus pull off another big scalp here? Like I said, this is probably Cactus's hardest opponent he's had to face so far. Pin now by Cactus. Only a 1 count. Cactus now a big right hand in the side of the head of Jay Briscoe, now bringing him up to a kneeling base. And again, just clubbing blow to the back, and Cactus has just got Jay Briscoe just demolished here. Jay's struggling to do anything now. Cactus now sending Jay into the corner. And a bulldog from the middle rope slamming Jay Briscoe face first. There's the pin by Cactus. 1, 2, only a 2 count. See, Cactus can't believe that. He thought he had this one won there. And now slamming the head of Jay Briscoe into the mat. Cactus with a double elbows / knees into the gut of Jay Briscoe. And remember, the winner of this one will go on to our King of Carnage final in a couple of days' time, where we will crown, of course, the winner of the King of Carnage tournament. Of course, be the winner of this match versus the winner of Bracket 2, which will come up for you tomorrow. And it's going to be an interesting final no matter what happens, isn't it, at the moment? There's a lot of different variations of styles and so forth. Remember, this is a hardcore match, no disqualifications, no countouts, but of course Jay Briscoe is probably the more actual wrestler out of these two, whereas Cactus Jack is the man who might look to get some weapons. And saying that, Jay Briscoe, oh no, he's decided against it, Jay, now as Cactus got back up to his feet. Oh, Cactus catching Jay, jawing him across the top rope, and Briscoe just flopping to the ground below. Cactus now stalking Briscoe, brings him back up to a standing base, back into the ring. Cactus knows that although it is no disqualifications, no countouts, you only get the pinfall inside the ring. That's the only way of winning. Cactus now bringing Briscoe back up to his feet. Face first into the turnbuckle. Boot in the gut as well. And Cactus, we've seen this a few times this tournament so far, the running knee strike right in the face of Jay Briscoe. And now Cactus dropping a boot in the gut as well. Cactus Jack now stalking Jay Briscoe. Cactus takes him up. This is what's one of these previous 2 rounds of the pile driver on Jay Briscoe. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, and Jay Briscoe kicked out. Wow. Jay Briscoe kicked out of Cactus Jack's pile driver. Cactus now stamping on the chest of Jay Briscoe, now bringing him back up, and a big knee strike to the face, and Jay Briscoe's been busted open now. Cactus has done a good job of busting open his opponents, isn't he? Jerry Lynn was really heavily busted open. Another pin by Cactus. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Cactus, big boot right in the back of Jay Briscoe. Now Cactus may be looking for a little bit of assistance here. He's under the ring, fishing, and finds himself the dreaded kendo stick. But can't get in the ring now. There we go. Straight across the back of Jay Briscoe. Now send the kendo stick to the outside. Of course, clever. You don't want to leave the kendo stick on the ground here, because it only takes one move by Jay Briscoe, and all of a sudden he's got control of the kendo stick. 2 count there for Cactus Jack after the kendo stick attack on Jay Briscoe. And Briscoe's really struggling here. Cactus just dominating. Cactus taking Jay up on that top rope. Jay Briscoe fighting back there with the elbow. And a big jumping clothesline from the top rope. And who knows, a Jay driller here from Jay Briscoe could really change this one around. Taking Cactus up on the shoulders. Seen this before, the Death Valley driver, one of his signature maneuvers. There's the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Briscoe can't believe it. Look at his face, look. I cannot believe it. I did not win. Briscoe now heading up top. Again, a high risk maneuver. Is it going to pay off though? As Cactus slowly getting back up to his feet, but Jay stalking still. Staying perched. Big right hand. Followed up by the big diving elbow. I'm not quite sure what happened there. It's almost like he caught the ropes on his way down, but either way it looked effective. Now stalking Cactus. Takes him up. Or the Jay Driller. And that, my friends, could be game, set, match here. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Jay Briscoe is heading on to the King of Carnage final to face off against the winner of course, our bracket number 2, which we'll find out tomorrow exactly who that is going to be. But Jay Briscoe looking very good here. He's got himself a lot of ranking points in the process. Like I said, he 5 points won in the first round, 5 points in the second round, 5 points for this one, and of course the main event one, the final, is going to be worth double because it is going to be a special show. So it's worth double, and is going to be in the main event, so it's going to be worth triple. So winning that is going to get him another 15 points. Wow. So he could, the winner of this is ending up with 30 points extra what they came in with, which is a big, big difference. It instantly puts you in the championship picture, there's 30 points. So great win there for Jay Briscoe. Cactus Jack unfortunately knocked out, and Jay Briscoe goes on to fight it out to become the King of Carnage. So guys, that's the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, hit the like, and of course subscribe if you're not already. We'll see you tomorrow for our next part of the King of Carnage tournaments, when we'll see the finale of bracket number 2. The game here is decided to take control. There we go. That is the final standings for bracket number 1. Confirmation there. Confirmation that Jay Briscoe's won, defeating Dean Ambrose, Taz, and Cactus Jack. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon for some more SWE Universe Mode. Bye.
Bye.